Hey guys, welcome to this comparison video between the Beats Studio 2 wireless and the Sony MDR-ZX770BN. So I've bought these two together at the same time, and the Beats is pretty much 2 times the Sony, and the Sony will be half the price of the Beats. So that does not mean the Sony will be not as good as the Beats. So here's the comparison video for both of these headphones. So first of all, the Sony comes in only one color, which is in black, and the Beats there are a few more colors, but I've decided to go with the black and chrome combination because it looks very nice in this color. But of course the Sony is made out of matte plastic, and therefore it does not attract fingerprints as much. And yes, the Beats is very fingerprint prone, so if you have greasy fingers like I do, that's a little bit of a problem. But of course you can just wipe it clean off anytime you want. And so in terms of the design, I would like the Beats a bit more because it's very nice and clean and very simple, and it looks very nice on the outside. And the Sony, there's a lot of buttons everywhere, and so it may look a bit more functional than looking good, but it still looks pretty good if you get used to it. It will look pretty good as well. Now both of these headphones, they come with their own pouches, and for the Beats it's a hard case, and put it up so you can put it inside. In the Beats you can fold them in, so it makes it into a smaller package and it fits just right into the pouch. And as for the Sony, you can't fold it in, you can only fold it flat and maybe put in your bag, and so it can save you some space maybe. And so here's the pouch for it. It's a soft cloth pouch with the locking ropes. I don't know what those things are called. So if you put it inside, you can close it and it will fit just right. And so here's two of them together. And so it will seem that the Beats will be a bit smaller in the total size of it, but Sony is much flatter. So it depends on how you want to put it inside your bag. Both of these are pretty good for size. But now is moving on to the functionalities of these both headphones. So both of these headphones have noise cancelling, and they both have Bluetooth. They both function with the auxiliary cable, and that's the one on the Sony. So you can use them when they're out of battery as well, as long as you have the cable with you. And so let's move on to the quality of the headphones. Now I've tested the headphones for 2 weeks, and what I can say is the Sony's noise cancelling works. It just works, but it does not work as good as the Beats. But the Beats makes a little hissing noise. It makes a constant hissing noise when you're connected with noise cancelling on, and it does get a little bit annoying after time. And the Sony does not have that hissing sound. But of course the noise cancelling quality is not as good as the Beats. But in this case I would prefer the Sony because I would rather have slightly less noise cancelling rather than having to listen to the hissing noise when the volume of music is very low. Now in terms of Bluetooth connection, and I'm going to turn them on now. So the Sony, when you turn it on, they have a blue light, and in the Beats you have just press this smaller button here and the lights will come on. So this is the battery indicator. It has 5 and it's now full. And the one thing the Sony has that the Beats doesn't is the aptX, which is I'll show you what it means. So if I use a Bluetooth and I connect to the Sony, it will say it's connected to a Bluetooth device that supports aptX, and the Beats does not have this. But actually, if you try to listen it to real life, it doesn't make too much of a difference. And so now I'm connecting to the Beats. So now in terms of the sound quality now, the Beats will sound better than the Sony. So, and that's pretty much all I have to say. It does sound better than the Sony, but actually it doesn't make too much of a difference. The Beats have clearer sound, while the Sony maintains a pretty much balanced sound with a little more bass. And so the Beats overall is the winner because it makes the sound more clearer. Now in terms of comfortable, I have to go with the Sony. The Sony is much more comfortable than the Beats. And why is that? Because the Sony is lighter and it's more loose to wear. And the Beats, I'm not saying that it's not nice to wear, it's still pretty nice to wear, but I would prefer the Sony because the Beats is a little bit harder to pull out, and after wearing it for some time, your ears will start sweating a little bit. I'm not sure if that's just me or does someone else have it, but yeah, my ears will start sweating, but it is more comfortable. And but then of course the Sony does have a little noise when you try to move them around. Yeah, and that's a little bit of quality there. And while the Beats, it does make some sounds too, but it is not as much, and you can't move these things too much, and that's why I didn't like it too much, because my head is pretty small and the bottom part of these headphones are pressing in a little bit harder than the top part, and it gets a little uncomfortable after some time. If I were to wear this for long term, I would choose the Sony, but if I were to wear them for a while, or maybe just to listen to music or do something else, maybe the Beats will work. But if I'm going traveling, I will be bringing the Sony with me. And now moving on to the actual noise cancelling from other people. And this is a pretty big problem for the Sony, because when I try to open the music to above average level, people around me can actually hear the music because the soundproofing to the outside, it's pretty bad. And I should now demonstrate for you between these two by opening some music and pressing my hands against the ear cups. So keep in mind that these volumes will be almost the same in my ears, so you can try to differentiate between these two. So the volume is almost right there, and of course you can hear it right now, maybe. And if I try to press my hands against them, you can still hear it a little bit. I'm not sure if you can hear it or not, but if I keep the distance this way far away from the camera, which is between, I think, 15 inches away from the camera's microphone, you can still hear a little bit of the music, and it's pretty bad. And so now moving on to the Beats. The Beats does sound a bit better, so let's move on. Alright, so now it's at the same volume level. Alright, one more. Okay, so this is the same volume level as the Sony. You can still hear the music right now, but if I press the ear cups against my hands, it goes completely silent, and yeah, that's a win from the Beats. Even if I put it closer, you still can't hear it. And yeah, sure, so the Beats is the clear winner here, even though you can still hear it from now. If I just cup my hands around it like I do in my head, you can't hear it anymore. So that's the win from the Beats. Okay, so now to mark up my final conclusion between these two headphones. And of course, if you travel a lot and maybe your head is quite big, or maybe you just want something that's not too expensive, you can go for the Sony, because it's more affordable, it's lighter, and it's easier to bring around, and it stays comfortable for very long periods of wearing. And if you like to listen to music a lot and you're not just bringing it up to travel and you're just trying to enjoy music for entertainment, the Beats might be a better choice if you have enough budget for it. And if you want to ask my experience from the previous Beats Studio, because I have the previous Beats Studio before, and I could say this is a pretty big improvement from the older Beats. It does sound better, it feels better, they improved the quality of it. And so the Beats is more for light use and just for entertainment use, or maybe for studio use, like what the name suggests. So that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I helped you in any way. So subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time.